approximately at the number of expected participants. As I said, good afternoon. My name is Peter Fox, Professor Fox. I'm a Constellation Professor here at RPI, and I am the Director of the Information Technology and Web Science program. And welcome all. We really appreciate you making the effort to show up, and we hope to provide you some informational materials here. And in return, we're going to introduce you to some of the people that instruct in the program and some students in the program today. And please feel free to watch the chat window and also submit questions as we go along. We're joined by a member of our admissions staff, Ulysses, who you will see both responding to and organizing some questions for us. So we're going to really just launch right into it. Today, in terms of faculty and staff representation, you can see the three of us there. I'm the director. We're going to be joined by Rick Plotka, who is Associate Director for Undergraduate Education in the IT and Web Science program, and Linda Kramacek, who is the overall program manager. And there is our contact information if you previously had not seen it. So by way of introduction then, I want to just show you some faces really to put faces and names for people in the program who both teach, do administration, and so on. So in this particular diagram, I'm going to just leave it up for a little while. Today on the call, we've got Rick Plotka, who's in the top left there, and I'm going to ask Rick to join us in video. And I'm also going to ask Linda Kramacek to join us as well, who's in the bottom right there. And so just invite Rick to say a few words about himself.
Okay, well, hello all. Rick Plotka. I graduated in 1987, computer science and electrical engineering. Got quickly into, spent some time in the aerospace industry and then got quickly into IT. Have been a CIO, CTO, and actually started a company about 26 years ago that was recently sold, and I was CEO of that company when we sold it. And been teaching here at RPI for about 9 years. I was on the external advisory board prior to that from the program's inception in 1998. And it's a pleasure to see everybody.
And Linda.
Hi, I'm Linda Kramacek. My title is Program Manager. My unofficial title is Mom. So I will serve as any of you who actually end up choosing us as your major. I would serve as your primary advisor, and Professor Plotka would be your academic advisor. So I am always available, usually, not during these times, but I'm usually available in my office. Right now I'm available online to everybody if they ever need anything. So I talk to a lot of students via video and text, but I mainly do a lot of advising and also overall running of the program. Thank you.
Thanks, Linda. You guys stay on. So you can see other faculty there. We decided not to invade you with all of the faculty today, otherwise you just have a bunch of tiny small faces. In addition, we have some additional faculty who've been an integral part of our program, and you'll hear more about this in a little bit. But the key thing is that these are faculty from other schools, and they're faculty that teach from industry to get the very latest sort of cutting edge, real world material into your hands and into the curriculum. So there's some other faces there. But really what I want to do is emphasize and introduce our strong, very strong student leadership who are displayed here. We have very strong class representation across all years of the program. So I'd ask Sam Catcher to come on. And Andrew.
Hi everyone, I'm Sam. I am a fifth year IT student, so I am a part of the IT undergrad program with a concentration in cognitive science, and I'm also part of the coterminal master's program.
Thanks, Sam. Andrew?
Hi, everyone. My name is Andrew. I dual major between ITWS and computer science. I'm a senior and I'll be graduating this semester.
And tell everyone where you guys are going to work. Sam?
I will be working at the MITRE Corporation as a complex and cognitive systems engineer upon graduation.
Andrew?
I'll be at a small startup called Posh Technologies in Boston, and I'll be a solution software engineer.
Thank you very much. So you see we have representation all the way down to the freshman class. In addition, IT and Web Science has the recognition of starting the National Honor Society in Information Technology, Gamma Nu Eta, and Andrew serves a number of roles, currently president of Gamma Nu Eta. But we also have on the line today Andrew Pence. Andrew, could you join us?
Yeah. Hi, everyone.
Let's say a few words.
Yep, I'm Chris Pence. I've been elected as the president of Gamma Nu Eta next year, and I'm currently I'm in the class of 2021, so I'm a junior right now, and I'm doing a dual degree, the same as Andrew, with computer science, and then ITWS is the other part of that.
Terrific. And so we've already had a couple of questions in the chat here. The session today is being recorded and will be made available. And if you can't hear, sometimes it is useful to refresh your browser. Just using the same link, it really will come back in. And but otherwise, the recording will have the full sound. And yes, and so thanks Ulysses for typing that in. So thanks so far to the faculty, staff, and students. I'm going to ask them to turn off their videos for now. We're going to bring them back on in a bit. And really, what I would like to proceed with is some introductory material. People we have on the call today really comprise a mixture of those students who have indicated that IT and Web Science is a likely major, but also we have a lot of people from computer science, from engineering, from many other disciplines. And so these few slides here are just to give you some informational materials. IT and Web Science, as Rick mentioned, started in the 90s, first of its kind in the US. And it doesn't sit in any one school or department. It's an institute-wide interdisciplinary education program, which means that we have a core faculty, the pictures of whom you've seen, but we really are able to draw on curriculum materials from across the entire university. And so that includes really all schools, usually except for architecture, but engineering, science, the Lally School of Management, and Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences. And another distinction was that in about 10 years ago now, Web Science was added to the degree program for the undergraduate program. And the premise there is that the web and the internet is your primary computer. And so if you just want to use the web, use the internet, use mobile applications, that's fine. But if you want to shape the future of the web and the internet from a broad sectoral sense, then IT and Web Science is for you. And we have both. We certainly have a bachelor in Information Technology and Web Science. It's a very popular major. You've already heard that people do dual majors, but it's also very accessible as a minor and highly complementary to pretty much every degree that you can get at Rensselaer. And Sam Catcham mentioned that she's currently in the master's program. We have a master's in IT, which has both a professional and a research track. And if we get into the question time, we'll be happy to answer questions about students having the option of adding 1 year to their degree and completing a master's in addition to their bachelor's program. And that's the so-called co-terminal program. The thing that really distinguishes and makes us popular and, if you like, unique, is that it's not your traditional IT program, which maybe focuses a lot more on on hardware or operating systems, but it's social, scientific, and technical issues, again, around the World Wide Web, information technologies, bringing it to business, healthcare, education, government, and social causes as well. And the fact that people play a part in that ecosystem of the web is really the thing that we pay close attention to, both in our core curriculum and in our concentrations, which you will see a little bit later. And we take on real substantial problems that really begin in the very first year of your degree experience. And what this does is it gives you the opportunity to identify your own role in the information technology, web science ecosystem, which you will see in terms of the places that our students go and the roles that they have. They're very, very diverse, so they're not all coming out as an individual. So the reason why we're strong is this combination of core and concentration. And you heard a little bit about concentrations in from the students there. They can answer a little bit more. We have over 21 concentrations in the undergraduate program and 11 in the graduate program. The project orientation, the hands-on, very intense collaboration is important in small groups where you really have to develop your communication, leadership skills. It's really built in right from the start. And what that does, in addition, is that it prepares you for internship and co-op opportunities right throughout your degree program. And you're learning from those people who are either in or have been in industry very recently. Professor Plotka is a tremendous example, but also research active faculty who are right at the edge of and beyond the leading edge of technologies and science. And you've already seen some happy smiling faces of our student leadership. And our students go places, and there's hundreds and hundreds I could tell you about, but these are three that I just pulled out. Candice Poon is the Microsoft product manager for the Edge browser, and Kayla Cinnamon also at Microsoft for the Microsoft Terminal program. And both Candice and Kayla were back on campus last fall to recruit. And so it's a really nice way in which our alumni create opportunities for students in the program, both while they're in the program, but also after they graduate. Someone who's been out for a little while now, Chris Parity, is moving up the chain at Apple. He's moving up to sort of a data scientist role, focusing on machine learning. We, just to let you know a little bit about the program itself in terms of undergraduates, we have 210 undergraduates, and those are what we distinguish as majors in the program. And because of, you'll see why in a slide or two, that's gone up very substantially in the last 3 to 4 years. Our typical incoming class was about 40 last fall, and we definitely want you in fall of 20. Now, if you can come in as a freshman, but also one thing that happens within our program is that people get to RPI, they start their other major, and they say, oh, this major's not really for me. I'm going to try IT and web science. So they come in, they change majors. But increasingly, the attractiveness of doing dual majors is really popular. And so our numbers are increasing throughout the course of the 3 to 4 years that you would be here. In grey there at the bottom is just for reference, we have about 80 students in our master's program, and that also has gone up substantially in the last couple of years. And those graduate students include the co-terminal students, so they are certainly mixed in together. And we had quite a large entering class last fall, and we're expecting a similar one in the coming fall. We have good numbers. We have really good numbers. So we give it away in the top right-hand corner. We're rated the #1 program in IT in the US, probably in the world, and that rating has been in place since 2017. That's led to an increased popularity. But really what makes the difference is the program performance. So last approximately 6 years, 100% job placement for those who are seeking employment. And the companies that hire are the big name companies, but Andrew quite correctly pointed out that there's also startups as well that go after our students, and a lot of entrepreneurial initiatives that are open to them. And these are opened up to you through career fairs, as well as the internships and co-ops that you try while you're doing degree. And students typically have been getting multiple offers, so it's not as if you're getting to the end of your time here and don't have a job. The nice thing, and I don't know if we have any parents on the line, but maybe for some of you, the average, and you'll remember what average means, the average starting salary last year was $96,000, and that does not include signing bonuses, stock options, or retention bonuses. So our numbers in terms of your value going out into the world really is extremely high. The master's program, I'm not going to really dwell too much on this, and but similar performance, the same types of companies, but also the master's program, the grad program is a pathway towards research opportunities. People go on to PhD programs. A significant number, I think, about 15% now, have gone on to PhDs at RPI. In fact, it's one of my main recruiting mechanisms into the PhD program is in fact to bring on students who've come through the MSIT program. And the interesting thing, and it's far away for many of you now anticipating coming in as freshmen, but if you were to do co-term, if you graduate with a master's, on average, you're going to get a 30% higher salary coming out with a master's than you do with a bachelor's. So the numbers really there are really very strong. Now, I really want to pause there. I've got information about the curriculum. I'm just going to show you the slides, but and I'm going to show them so that they appear in the recording, but I'm not going to go over them because you can find pretty much all this material online. And what I really want to quickly do is start to move to the chat window. We're already starting to see some chat questions coming up. So I'm just going to show you these slides. So there's the curriculum. It tells you what the core and the concentration is like. Eight courses, usually 24 credits. Here is a list of the popular concentrations. Web technologies, as you might expect, accounts for probably about half or a little less than half, but they really are all over the place. And this is where it's potentially nice for you to combine it with a dual degree in another program. Similarly, the master's curriculum and the master's concentrations. So what I want to do now is really invite our assembled faculty, staff, and students back on screen.